Mostly you're looking up at the ceiling.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Then she said that Antonio, no more than I am well acquitted of. Antonio was in the meantime listening to all this conversation going on between Portia and Bassanio. She says, now I am free, so it's not a very terrible bond now. I'm very happy that I am off that bond. The bond has been not taken, so I'm free. It's okay. I'm free of the bond. Portia, sir, you are very welcome to our house. It must appear in other ways than words. So Portia welcomes Antonio and says that, sir, I'll welcome you to this house. And in fact, the thing is that our deeds should express that we are welcoming you rather than mere words. Just saying that I'm welcoming you won't help. It should appear in some other manners also. Therefore, I scanned this breathing courtesy. So I will cut short this formal welcome. Means most of the time I'm saying that I'm welcoming you. So just merely saying this won't help. It should appear also. So I'm stopping it over here, and then my deeds will show that I really welcome you. Graciano to Nerissa. Now, in the meantime, what happened? They had started a fight regarding the ring. This was the plan chalked out between Nerissa and Portia that they would have a lot of fun regarding the rings. That's why they took the rings from Bassanio and Graciano. So, Graciano to Nerissa, he is answering the allegations of Nerissa. By yonder moon, I swear you do me wrong. He says that by the moon which is far away, yonder means far away. I swear that you misjudge me. That I indeed gave the ring. Uh, I gave it to the judge's clerk. I gave it to the judge's clerk, to the clerk of the judge. I didn't give it to any girl or any woman. Don't doubt me. I gave to a man who was a clerk with the judge. Would he were dead that had it. For my part, since you do take it love so much to heart. He says that as far as I am concerned, I wish that the clerk should die, should have died, because you take it so much close to the heart. You are taking this issue so much to your heart. You want the ring, and I gave it to the clerk. So he should be dead who took it from me. Portia. Portia says, a quarrel? Oh, already? What's the matter? What's the matter? A quarrel has broken out between you two. So what's the matter? I want to know. She, in fact, knew what was the case. She also wanted to drag Bassanio in it. That's why she said that just now you people have returned and a quarrel has started. What's the matter? Gracian, about a hoop of gold, a paltry ring that she did give me. So he says it was just a circlet, or you can say a circular band or a circular ring. It's nothing, it was just a ring, a mere ring that she did give me. She gave me, it didn't have any value, it was of little value, paltry ring. So she gave me whose posy was. Posy are the words which are engraved on a ring. So he's saying whose posy was for all the world like cutler's poetry upon a knife, leave me, love me, and leave me not. Like when you go to a shop and buy a knife, so some words are engraved on the knife, and those words are that love me and leave me not, that be careful, don't leave me anywhere you want. Love me, I'll do whatever you want, but don't leave me wherever you want, because anyone can harm himself, or any child can get harmed by it. So leave me at a proper place. So he is comparing the inscription of the ring to that, to the inscription on the knife. This is what Graciano said to Portia, that this is why Nerissa is fighting. To that, Nerissa counterattacks and says, "What talk you of the Pusi or the value? What do you speak? What are you talking about? You are talking about the commercial value of the ring or the words that were written on it? What are you talking about?" He said this. You swore me when I gave it to you. You took an oath when I did give it to you, when I gave the ring to you. You took an oath, at least take care, you should have taken care of that oath, that you would wear it till your hour of death. You took an oath that you will wear that the ring till you die, or as long as you are alive, you will keep on wearing this ring. This is what was the oath that you took, and that it should lie with you in your grave, and it should be buried with you in your grave. This was the oath that you took when gave you this ring, that ring, and you wore it. At that time, you took an oath, though not for me, yet for vehement oath. Okay, leave me, not for my sake, but at least for the respect of the oath that you had taken, you should have kept it. You should have been respective and have kept it. Yes, this is what she says, that you should have kept it. Gave it a judge's clerk. What you did? You gave it to a judge's clerk. You gave it to the clerk of the judge. Why you did it? Okay. No, God's my judge. She says, God will be my judge. The clerk will never wear hair on face that had it. Now, the clerk to whom you gave that ring will never grow hair on his face, means there won't be any beard. No beard will come on the face of that clerk to whom you have given that ring. So naturally, Nerissa, being a woman, she will grow beard. So she was enjoying also and taking a note. And Graciano was getting so much confused. So Graciano, he will, if he live to be a man, surely he will have hair on his face. If he lives to be a man, if he grows up to be a man, he was just a mere boy. So if he grows up to be a man, he will have a beard. Nerissa, if a woman lived to be a man, so she knew it very well. That's why she says, yes, indeed, if a woman becomes a man, then only that person can have beard. Otherwise, how can uh, a woman get beard? Graciano. Now by this hand I gave it to a youth, and he's trying to convince so much that somehow Nerissa should give up. Nerissa should try to understand that he didn't give it the ring to any woman. He gave the ring to the boy who was the judge's clerk. He is trying to convince her in so many ways. So he says, "Now this by this hand I gave it to a youth. I am swearing by this hand." He is again swearing that I am swearing by this hand that I gave it to a youth, to a young boy, a kind of boy, a little scrubbed boy. A little scrubbed boy means small in size. He was short. He was a small boy to whom I gave this ring. No higher than thyself. He was not taller than you. He was almost of the same size like you. So in fact, it was Nerissa who was disguised as the clerk. So naturally, the height would have been the same. That's what he's saying. The judge's clerk. The judge's clerk's height was almost the same like yours. A prating boy that begged it as a fee. He was a very talkative boy who asked it as a fee for the service that he had rendered. So what happens when a judge court case is goes on? So the clerk notes down the proceeding of the court. So he wrote a lot of things. That's why he helped us in the case. So he kept on asking for the ring, and ultimately I could do nothing, and I gave the ring to him. This is what he's saying. I could not for my heart deny it. And I didn't have this much heart, means it was against kindness. I was not that selfish, unkind person to deny it. So he kept on asking, and ultimately I had to give in to the demands of that and ultimately I had to give in to the demands of that boy. Okay, so I gave it to him. To that Portia, he's trying to save himself somehow. So then Portia, when she hears all this, that what was happening, what had happened, so she turns to Graciano because she has to bring Bassanio in this matter somehow. She says, "You were to blame, I must be plain to you. If I speak very plainly with you, then Graciano, no doubt you are to be blamed. It was your fault. You should not have given the ring to anyone because you had taken an oath, so you should not have done it. To part so slightly with your wife's first gift, you are to be blamed because it was your wife's first gift and you gave it to someone else. So naturally, it's wrong. You should not have done this. A thing, now underline it, these two lines. A thing is stuck on with oaths upon your finger and so riveted with faith upon unto your flesh. Do underline it and note it down. You might forget it. So the ring had been placed on your finger with solemn promises, and it should have remained with you. See, rabbit means when you join something, maybe two plates of iron you take and you join them with a nail. So that's known as rabbiting. So she wants to say that in a similar manner, that ring was placed on your finger and you should not have given it to anyone. You should have kept the ring with you. I gave my love a ring. Then she is bringing the Sanyo. How cleverly she is bringing it. I gave my love a ring. I also gave my husband a ring, the Sanyo a ring, and made him swear and make him take an oath. And see, that's what he did, never to part with it. And here he stands, that he should never give this ring to anyone. And here he stands. And see, here he is standing. He is standing here. I dare be sworn for him. He would not leave it nor pluck it from his finger for the wealth that the world masters. And on his behalf, I can swear, I can take an oath that he would not give this ring uh, for anything that the world masters, even if he is getting the whole world be given to him, he won't give that to anyone. He will keep that ring with himself. So here I am stopping, and I would like to